Apologies for the filming delay. Gacharna's starting with the high-low jack here. 1-7-10. Harris with triangle number 3, and that's a 7 fill. Apologies for the slight distraction. I was making sure that everything technical was working out, but I believe we still have it on tape. But just in case, we are here, Friday Night Pro League at Union Street Lanes in Holbrook, Massachusetts. My name is Greg Gouillart, and on behalf of Spread Eagle Productions, it's such a pleasure to have you watching along with us. Chris Harris takes aim at the triangle and comes away with just 1. Can Gacharna make this? Got a piece of wood to go. That's 8 for Harris and 9 for Gacharna. Harris lands on the 2-pin. Gacharna ends up with a 4-1 split. Oh! Harris looked like he placed that well, but it didn't quite carry. Gacharna's got a tricky out here. Now Harris gets 8. And Gacharna 7. Putting the 2 bowlers level through 4 boxes. See in the body language of the Central Park Lanes bowlers, they're getting increasingly frustrated. Their accuracy has not been far off, but Union Street Lanes is not taking their foot off the pedal. And Central 1 knows they need marks. Both bowlers beginning with 5, I thought. Chouinard actually has 4. He's got all 3 sleeper pins back there. And now it is both bowlers with 5 pins remaining. Holbrook snags a good out. He's got 3 out of that, so an 8 box in total. For Dan, a good 3rd ball of his own. Holbrook washed out a bunch. He's got 7. Chouinard drops 7, and he's got an interesting one. 1-3-10. If he gets the 1-3 to go, one in front of the 10 might take it as well. Otherwise, it's identical leaves. Holbrook didn't get his 10 pin to carry. Can Dan the man? He's in the pocket, just full. It's been a long time since I've heard a piece of wood pop like that. Holbrook somehow shot it around the 10 pin, and he matches 9s with Dan Chouinard. John Winchell on the right. Stephen Renaud Jr. on the left. The advantage is 73 for Union Street. Reno gets 4 horsemen, 8 and 10. Winchell having taken out the 1, 8 and 10. Now takes an 8 and needs an out. Reno, good second ball. Five for Winchell, I'm afraid. Reno gets 8 on an object pin hit. What on earth, says John Winchell. Six drop for Winchell. No, excuse me, he's got the hay bale right side. Steve Renaud Jr., half Worcester left. Got there. Placed it very well, and the 5 doesn't go with. Reno collecting sticks. 1, 4, 7, and 10 in his case for the out. Nancy spins, trying to keep pace with Union Street. Winchell collects. Just into the curtain. 6. Overall, Union Street happy to see the lanes go cold. But consider, we've still got about half the match to go. And for two teams so evenly matched on paper are 4 and 5 seeds. Central 1 can just as easily build back a 70-pin run as Union Street Lanes has now. Whitcomb spare fill. Washed out a whole bunch. And it is a 7 drop. Smith washes out 8, and he's got a chance. Now the lanes are starting to heat up again. Good sidewall action. Both bowlers are open. Whitcomb gets a 9 out of this. Smith, 9 as well. Bob Whitcomb, who had a 133 in his last string, with another chance to get something going. Chris Harris's 129, bolstering Union Street likewise. That was a pretty gross scoring error on my part, and I apologize. Chris Harris had a very good string. Whitcomb into the pocket, and he's got that cluster of 5 on the left side. Smith gets a wicked sidewall kick. I think he's happier that 2-pin is alive than not. 4 horsemen and the 9-pin, a.k.a. the Cagliari. Got in there, maybe a smidge full on the 2 as it happens. Smith is 8 down and 2 to get. 9. Smith darn near got a 10 of his own. He matches 9s. There we see it after 4 boxes. My scores are not official, but I have it as Union Street Lanes plus 28 and plus 81 in the match. Increasing exasperation for the Central Park bowlers, but plenty of match still to go. And Woodside is on a strike after a crusher in box number 4. Takes his time. So not the double, but still a chance to fill here. I don't see the 8 pin. I believe he has a 5 fill so far. Oh, and what a great conversion.
There you go. Be a leader.
Spare on the strike. Zappi pinning well. After getting a 5 fill. And well pinned again. And Woodside with a chance to put a spare fill on. He's the only bowler on a mark right now. These tricky lanes here at Union Street. Fill brings Woodside to 10 over. Wow. Zappi buried it in the pocket and basically nothing else went. Woodside with a good second ball. Very well to collect these pins. You can see the blue-collar ethic of this game on full display here. These pins don't always reward you, but these bowlers are keeping at it. If one or the other dithered, who knows what could happen to the results. And you can see it as Zappi tries his best to get out. Wow! He darn near made a ridiculous shot as the dominoes tumbled on the back row. Woodside gets 9. And Zappi perhaps deserved better than that 10. Hit the triangle, see what happens, he says. Gacharna got on the head pin. Now then, 2, 4, and 10. You remember earlier in this match how hot Union Street Lanes was to begin. They got their marks in. Now the lanes have quieted down. Gacharna make his own luck with this 2-1 split. Wow, what a bit on that. Just short on the 10. Harris needs an out here, but has a configuration he can do it on. 4 and 2 split. Harris does get some action on that head pin hit.
Come on, Lou, never know, never know.
And he does end up with an 8.
Come on, Lou, keep plugging, never know.
And I hope my mic is picking up some of that encouragement for both bowlers on the lanes here. Many Candlepin matches are a match of attrition, except for the fact that neither of the sides really, that implies either side gets tired. They don't. Trying a good second ball. No matter how exasperated they become. Perez, ooh, it would have made fair contact. That would have counted, but the pin didn't spin out. Gacharna gets 9. And Harris does collect his 10. Lou had a hard-fought 108 in the last string. Still staying above par here. Now Dan Chouinard got a good mix on the headpin. He's got triangle number 4 to aim at. Central Park could use a break like this. Craig Holbrook. Did he get the check mark, or is this kingpin going to drop? Yes, the 5 does go.
Come on, Craig, go get it!
The 2-4-7. Oh, wow. Chouinard buried it in the pocket and does not collect. Craig short pins the 7. As if someone glued down the 7 pins on each lane. Craig finally gets his to go, and it's 9 versus 10. So you can see how close to par all these bowlers are. Holbrook, is he going to get this head pin to go? Chouinard gets his spare. Every little bit matters down the stretch. Boxes are draining away, but you never know. And Craig Holbrook, wow. 4 and 9 dropped out. The 7 did get tapped. He does collect 10. 2 10s in that last visit for Craig Holbrook. Chouinard on a mark. And it brings up Reno and Winchell. Winchell has to reset. The pins didn't come down quite the right way. Second ball's coming up. Reno got the head pin this time. 5, 7, and 8 for the out. These pins are not coming easy right now. Winchell deals away. Did he get it? Yes, he did.
Piece of wood helps a lot.
Reno collects a good out and turns his 7 into 9. Needing some pins, especially against this Winchell spare. Oh! Now Reno gets his accuracy and not the angle, unfortunately. Likewise, Winchell. Now a pinning battle with 2 competing spread eagles. Winchell's second ball could put him slightly in front of this box. Yep, got the right side. Reno with a tremendous out, and 5 becomes 10. Now Winchell's the one who needs the pin suddenly. And he does get it, and out of that, after 2 frustrating leaves, matching 10 boxes. Mark Smith and Bob Whitcomb. And you can hear the applause and the enthusiasm that has been rejuvenated in both sides as a result. Is that the lift that Mark Smith and Bob Whitcomb need to get something going for their teams? Union Street Lane still lopsidedly ahead right now. And Smith demolishes it. That has something to say about that. Strike. Whitcomb. 2-4. 2-3 split. Wood just behind the 4-pin. Whitcomb collects a good out. 9. Double strikes are exceedingly rare in Candlepin. Strikes only happen a smidge over 10% of the time, according to Bob Lee's stats. He collected diligently for us here at Spread Eagle Productions. A big thanks to Bob Lee and all my colleagues here at Spread Eagle Productions for the opportunity to bring these great matches to you. Smith did put a good ball on it. He's got 9 and a chance to go strike spare. Whitcomb. Oh dear. I don't know if you heard Dan Castle's call of the Brendan O'Dowd match earlier, but I remember him opining, oh dear, I wish that leave just never happened. It always seems to happen on just the good leaves. He does think leaves like that, the 4-5-7 and the 5-6-10, could be called the castle. But I definitely agree that that leave should have a name of some sort, because it's an annoying one that happens so often. 9 for Whitcomb. Zappi leading off. Took out triangle 6. Woodside got the head pin. 3-2 split. We saw Reno make it earlier. On the third ball, Woodside could make it on the second. Can Zappi defeat the diamond? Woodside picks up a pin. It's 8 versus 7.
All right, Eddie, time to turn it around right here. Let's go. Come on, CPL, let's go.
Yeah, what he said.
60-something rounds.
Oh, incredible! Go get it.
Zappi crushes the head pin. 2-4-7.
There you go, Eddie. There
Woodside,
you go. Come on now,
same
run it
leaf.
down. Run it down. You gotta make a.
You can hear the encouragement on mic. Zappi! Oh, wow. Pin deflects into the sidewall, didn't go. Woodside, 2 full on the 2-pin, and they're both open. 2 accurately placed balls, nothing going. Zappi picks up a pin, 9 versus 8. Picks it right back, I should say. And that brings up Lou Gacharna and Chris Harris, left and right, respectively. Again, thank you so much to everyone watching here on Spread Eagle Productions on YouTube. We greatly appreciate your support. My name is Greg Gouillart, and it's a pleasure to be joining you here at Union Street Lanes in Holbrook, Massachusetts. It was a neutral venue picked out weeks in advance, but here we are with the de facto home bowlers. And when you have a tough house like this, home alley advantage easily can become significant. Harris put a good second ball on it. Got the bunch of 4. Gacharna just narrowly missing the pocket. Harris checks his pins. Gacharna a good third ball likewise. And both bowlers on 70. When the pins don't fall easy, staying above 10 a box is very, very difficult. And nonetheless, a number of our bowlers managing to do it anyway. Oh, head pin hit. That's triangle number 3, 3-5-6. Gacharna washes out a whole bunch, gets the head pin anyway, and he's left the 10. Harris just tails away. Didn't quite break into the pocket. Gacharna gets the wood. Take him any way you can get him. Spare. Harris picks an extra pin. 9. Now Dan Chouinard, who's been sitting on that spare for a while. Now his chance to fill.
Come on, Danny, let's go.
Break it up! Come on, go get it now. Show me one.
Chouinard's spare fill is a 5, and again matching leaves. This time, Caleri left side. Holbrook just shades by the head pin. Chouinard got in there, and he picks it up. Well, somehow the spare smudge didn't disappear, but I guess that was prophetic. Good out for Craig Holbrook, and he gets a 9. But now Dan the man with a chance to turn the tide. That gap take a look at that gap. It's 60 pins and it's shrinking with a couple of marks on Central Park Lanes' side. Is this the beginning of something? Chouinard got the head pin and he's got a 9 fill. Good things come to those who wait. Holbrook puts a huge bid on it, and the 8 doesn't drop, which gives Chouinard a big opportunity.
Oh, you got it, Danny. Hawkeye, baby.
There is a piece of wood to the right side of the 7. Got it. And Dan Chouinard starting to put a big string together. 10 for Holbrook. And is this tide turning? You never know, do you? Now Reno Jr., who could use some pins. John Winchell's been frustrated. Has been throwing a sound ball. Here it comes. He's buried it. Did he get them all? The 8-pin teeters and drops. Very late. Shades of when we saw him at Easter Classic here on Spread Eagle Productions. That pin took even longer. back then. And 7 again. Throwing a good third ball, the pins are getting away. And now Winchell with a chance to drop a strike fill. It's on the head pin, full. Still filling on it. Reno! Did he get it all? Left a 5. And all quiets all at once. Here in Holbrook. Winchell catches a skinny piece of the 2-pin. He's got a 6 fill as a result. Reno spares. Winchell now needs an out, but he does have a plank on the left side with which he can obtain it. 6 fill, left 2 pins, and he's got 90 through 8 when the dust settles. Second of 3 strings, total pinfall wins and advances. One note that this does reseed afterwards, so it's not a strict bracket per se, so again, it will be high versus low. The highest versus the lowest in the next round, and then the middle 2 teams. And that will be for the semifinals. Whitcomb! Smith skips one off the foul line. He's got 3 to start. Whitcomb is 5-7. Got the red line. See you later. Starting to heat up. Smith puts a good second ball in it. Now one more ball to get perhaps a 9 out, or will he go for an aggressive 10? Sure, they are behind, but single pins. Ooh. Well, he got the head pin, blew it the direction he wanted it to, and ends up with an 8 nonetheless. Just Candlepin things, ringing 2 pins at the same time. Whitcomb spare fill is a big one. He's got 9. And Bob Whitcomb, who had 133 last string, is putting another big one together. Spares again. Smith puts a huge second ball in it and narrowly misses one of his own. And he'll have at least 9. Nine it is, and Union Street Lanes ends up with, it pins down 17 ahead. Though Central 1 has 2 marks in hand, so this will be about even. Nonetheless, Central 1 needs to get something going. Food for thought, though. Central 1 did put together one of the highest single strings. As a 661 throughout the course of the 35-week regular season. Woodside has 7 pins to look at. Zappi mixing pins in the back, and you think he took out all the sleepers, so he's got perhaps a deluxe check mark, I suppose you'd call it. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 10.
Crush.
Taking his time. Got it on there, and he's got a spare. Woodside's out as a 9.
Okay, crush. Yeah, right now I got 68 through 8.
Woodside has the 1-4-7-9 with an interesting piece of wood that could change a shot. Zappi's spare fill is on the head pin, and he's got 5. Woodside getting pins with his first 2 balls. 1 and 9 remaining. Zappi just gets a piece of the object, and they do tumble for him, so again, he's getting pins as well. Woodside I have down as a 104. His score's not official until I confirm them. And matching 9s and matching 104s, as I have it here on screen. We'll confirm as soon as we get the chance. Now over to Lou Gacharna and Chris Harris. Chris and Lou, respectively, left and right. Gacharna spare filling right now. Central 1 looking to make the most of the 3 spare fills they have working on their side. Gacharna got in the pocket and left a 4-9 fill. Harris got there, suppose a bit thin on the head pin, and he ends up with, I think that's 6, 7, 9, 10. My goodness. Gacharna covers and gets another mark. Oh, Harris. Probably. I suppose he was aiming for the wood. Perhaps it could have had a sweep effect at taking the 6 into the 9 and the 7. Not to be. Gets 2 more. Surprised not to get 10 out of that, but gets $9, excuse me, out of that. Pretty close to par, all told, but Gacharna now with a chance to fill again. Giving Central 1 the chance to build something to build off of on the 3rd string. Gacharna, big fill again. Spare 9, spare 9. Harris gets a good mix. He's got triangle number 2. He got it. He's going to be against an open box. So Gacharna, like most of the bowlers, frustrated but diligently pinning, and now a chance for a big fill and a big string. Harris gets 9. That concludes with a 97. Gacharna stays up to fill his spare. 1 more ball to add to 118. It's a lonely place when you're doing that. Here he comes. He got just shy of the head pin, but gets a great mix. And it's a 7 fill, and by my count, a 125 for Lou Gacharna. Now Dan Chouinard's turn to fill.
Hey, baby, how much for a BJ?
Bowling alongside Craig Holbrook. Winner after 3 strings moves on. To face presumably the middle finisher of the other matches. After all, these are the 2 middle seeds. Number 4 Central 1 and number 5 Union Street. After a 7 fill, Chouinard tried to use the wood and nothing doing. got a bit low on it perhaps, and it deflected right into the curtain. Holbrook puts a huge bid on it. Woods headed for the 10. It got double tapped and never dropped. Perhaps it even got propped up again. He does pick up 2 pins. Chouinard, big hit on the pocket. 5 and dime. Now he does have a barn door in front of the 10, but that still requires a delicate shot of the 5. Holbrook's got 5. 4 horsemen on the 8-pin lying in wait, which is a little easier than the so-called Caleri. If Chouinard got that a little more right, he could have sliced that pin. It requires that thin an angle. Holbrook spares. And he'll fill a mark in the 10th. Chouinard concludes with 9 and 110. A fill is 3 on the head pin, and Holbrook concludes with 96. So, 4 boxes left for each team here. Friends, as we go down the stretch. Reno Jr. filling this one for Central Park Lanes. He knows how important this is. Crushed it! And he ends up with a 7 fill. And the gap is now 40 pins. The fill is 8, excuse me. Reno blew the head pin just to the side, and the 1-7 does not go. Winchell full of the head pin. He's got an out he needs to grab here. Reno challenging him for every pin, 10 bucks. How will these pins matter down the stretch? 6 for Winchell. So a 4-pin pickup for Reno Jr., about the amount of one of these small marks. Now you see Central 1 with an 18-pin advantage. Reno hits the head pin. Left side. 2, 4, 7, 8. Winchell gets in the pocket, breaks up his split. He's got 2, 4, 7. 2-pin got tapped and didn't go down. Yes, Reno covers. Winchell matches the mark, and they will both fill in the 10th box. In the second string here at Union Street Lanes, Holbrook, Massachusetts. Reno gets his 7, and a good second half to bring him back up to 100. Winchell's fill is 8. And he's bounced back well from the first string with a 114. I'll show you totals for the bowlers in just a moment. Whitcomb on our left here, filling a mark. Again, cooking up a big string. Gacharna's 125 pulling a lot of weight, but Whitcomb with a chance to go into the 120s himself. Smith That's 5-1 split. Holbrook got a good hit. And a 7 fill, leaving triangle 3. Expertly placed. Picking up 3 pins straight away against the Mark Smith 7. Union Street Lanes holding their own, and it looks as though they will bring a huge advantage. In fact, they will bring a huge advantage to string 3. Smith though with a chance, maybe. 2-3-6 is a devious combination. 6 fill for Whitcomb, already 120. Smith. Not the best he could have done with that dastardly leave. Holbrook! Whitcomb, I beg your pardon. Darn near mowed down the horseman. Mark Smith gets 10. And Bob Whitcomb 10 likewise for 130. What I'll do is I'll show you as soon as I get the chance. There you see on your screen the 2 string totals as I have it. I will confirm as soon as we get a chance, but first we'll allow Dan Chouinard and Chris Harris to calculate. But notable scores: Bob Whitcomb 263, Lou Gacharna 233, Chris Harris 226. Central Park 1 gets basically a push out of that. They did get a 1-pin advantage, meaning that the advantage is 52 for Union Street. Zappi back in there with the second ball. Pins did approach the right side, but didn't quite take it all. Zappi does well to collect a 9. 9s should be fine for Union Street Lanes. Those zeros at the top of your screen are holdover from the regular season when points were awarded for each string victory. Not in this case, total pinfall wins. Zappi goes cross lane into the 6-pin. Woodside full and a 3-2 split, nearly a spread eagle. All right, coming down to the 3rd ball in this box. Little advantages here. There's still 49 boxes to roll. That could add up. John Zappi does get a 9 and picks up a pin as a result. Good check.
Like I could go if I wanted.
Yeah. That was gonna let go.
I want to read, Rocky.
It's gonna be the way.
He's a veteran on this team.
And then for Harris. Gacharna has the 9 pin back there, so he's got 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. Oh, Harris nearly had the angle. Harris gets a 10 box. Recalibrating my score sheet here, I was.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. No, Mike already used the route that's for those packages.
That still doesn't make that still doesn't give us there's plenty of growth. They're still doing the right thing. You couldn't mix that way.
No one once ever said, oh,
I asked 3 times. Where's the black?
I asked, yeah, he said the block goes just in the middle.
I asked them that.
And again, through a combination of the manual scoring we have here at Union Street Lane, it's the best way to keep score, in my opinion. And perhaps possible addition or eyesight errors on my part. The pins were a few apart, but the scores were pretty close to what I reported initially. Both bowlers groaning as they release their second ball. Harris gets his out.
All right, Craig, get going here.
Gacharna grabs 8. These lanes have been hard already, and now it's down to the 3rd string, and it only gets harder from here. The middle bowlers now. Craig Holbrook, the Hall of Famer on our right, Dan Chouinard on the left. Central Park Lanes needs to make up 57 pins. That's about 9.5 marks or so. 9.5 marks, but that's over the course of 46 boxes. Could these lanes warm up again? Time will tell. Holbrook got the head pin. And he's got 5-8. Chouinard a head pin hit of his own. Now, he's got a 3-1 split. I don't know if that would bind the 3. It looks too horizontal, unfortunately. Holbrook goes high on the wood and gets his mark. Chouinard, ooh, darn near got that. Scooted by the 3-pin. Collected everything else in the process. And again, Central Park Lanes needed 9.5 marks more. Now, depending on this fill, the total they'll need is more than that.
Come on, work. Come on now, go make it.
5 fill for Holbrook. Chouinard washes out. The 4 horsemen.
Hit it, hit it, hit it.
On closer inspection, I believe that was a 4 fill. Holbrook checks out. So does Chouinard, keeping pace. John Winchell, Stephen Reno Jr. Two bounce-back bowlers in this match. So in theory, it should be higher from here. Winchell gets a big head pin hit and he gets 8. 3-6 leave. Reno's got a teetering corner pin. He's got 4 horsemen and a 7. Matches on the adjoining lanes are starting to conclude, or wind down certainly. Winchell covers.
Boy.
And he's on the board to start. Reno took out the 3-pin, and that's made this third ball more complicated as a result. Got the head pin and a great out. Resilient as ever. But now Winchell with a chance to fill a spare and widen the advantage. The only mark working right now, although Smith and Whitcomb have not yet had a say in this third string. Got in there, and he's got 9. 6-pin. With a barn door in front, Reno crushing hit likewise. He has the 9-pin. Let's see if this wood cooperates for him. It might be a pest. Or is it dead? It's close. Winchell collects, goes right at the pin. Sound Candlepin advice, just aim at the pin like the wood isn't there. And he takes it perfectly. Reno takes aim, it's the wood perfect. And he matches marks. So these lanes are heating up now. Spare fills can change the course of the game even when they're matching. But that's put everyone in a better mood nonetheless. Nothing easy about this game, and we're happy to have you the whole way here on Spread Eagle Productions on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Union Street Lanes, Holbrook, Massachusetts. For these Union Street Lanes, Bob Whitcomb with a 3-1 split. And Smith gets a 9-drop. Two chances here. A chance for each of our bowlers. Whitcomb got it! It's tricky.
That's it.
Matching marks, here we go. Here comes the marks. Remember those old ketchup bottles at the restaurants? You had to give some effort to get the ketchup flowing, but once it starts flowing, it really comes out. Marks for everyone. And these past 4 boxes. Now Whitcomb got a 5 fill. It's good. Can Smith better it? Yes, he can. It's 8. Whitcomb 4 horsemen and 8. Got on the outside of it. Dropped the 8-pin. Didn't quite carry everything else. Smith just outside. John Winchell looking for a strong finish for his Union Street Lanes. Off to a good start here, widening the gap. Putting Central 1 possibly on the brink. Still 40 boxes to go for each. Woodside had a huge headpin hit, and he turns around in disbelief looking at the 410. Zappi got the headpin. He doesn't get rewarded with a lot of carry either, unfortunately. Unless this piece of wood can do something, but 5, 6, 7, 10 is a dastardly configuration no matter how you look at it. Can he make it work anyway? Just tailed by the wood. Maybe there was a chance. Nine for Woodside. And 9 for Zappi. Waiting for the pins to come down. And there's a full rack and we're back on track. Woodside takes out 5, 4 horsemen and 9. Zappi gets a big sidewall carom. 1, 3, 5 for the league president. Big chance to put his team in front. Oh, just got by the head pin. Woodside needs an out. Does very well to turn it into 9. And keeps Central 1 hanging around. Zappi gets 9 to match. 9 still fine for Union Street Lanes. They're 16 ahead in this string. 69 ahead in the match. Gacharna, 108, 125. Chris Harris, 129 and 96. Good action on that first ball for Lou. Likewise for Harris, though I'm not sure well, the 6 dropped, but then Wood replaced it. If anything, I think that simplified that shot. Gacharna's been just narrowly away from the head pin. Harris collects. Oh, the Wood blockaded. Surprise, surprise. I thought that was wired for the 10 pin. 10 for Lou. And 10 for Chris Harris. He's up to 29. Three, 7, 10. That's on the 2 pin. And a weird one for Chris Harris, to say the least. 1, 3, 4, 7, 8. Lou plays it perfectly, and that's a spare. Harris, well placed likewise, but it didn't make it fully into that triangle. So that's food for thought as Lou Gacharna sits down. Dan Chouinard and Craig Holbrook next. Craig's on your left. A delay here with a pin center malfunction. We'll be right with you. Meanwhile, 68 pin advantage for Union Street Lanes. Central Park 1 does have a 1 mark advantage. These are the playoffs here at the Friday Night Pro League, a culmination of a 35-week regular season. They just had a position match just this last Friday.
He's saying how much he loves it here.
But here we are on Sunday afternoon in Holbrook, Massachusetts, to bring together the top 8 seeds in a single elimination matchup. 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5. For one of these middle seeds, they play on and face the middle challenger among the other 3 winners of the other matches.
We're dropping anyway, Mason.
And for what would normally be a closed Union Street Lanes, they're not usually open this early on Sunday. The crowd is very lively today. Bowling teams always good at generating their own noise, and then lots of supporters on hand for this big occasion to bring together the first season since you know what happened in 2020.
This should be 13. Pitches.
It's been a few years since now, but we all remember how much we longed for lots of things, but including sports, to come back. And how wonderful it is to see Candlepin bowling among them. One other thing I should mention is that teams were paid out based on their regular season performance, but still, there is. As I recall, let me look here. I'm trying to pull up the information here, I confess, but as I recall, yep, there it is. Total payout for the entire 5-man team is $2,500 for first place. Everyone got $1,000 per team for making it in the door, but essentially the pay grade is $500 for every match won today. Win all 3 matches, go all the way, $2,500. However, regular season payouts, as well it should be for all that work. The top team took away $7,875, and that was Team Woburn Bolidrome. Some money was paid out to the seeds 9 through 12 as well, but everyone who made the playoffs today made north of $3,000. That's Joe Tavernese in green, the treasurer of this league on camera. Recently retired from Metro Bowl Peabody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's,
always was a great competitor, and sincere best wishes on your retirement.
School gets out. Kid's gonna work at the office.
We're ready to go again at Dan Chouinard after the delay. Gets a head pin hit, and this is our first look, I believe, at a sideways triangle. Holbrook buried it in there. He's been waiting for a pin carry like that for a long time now. Chouinard, oh wow. Got it in front of the 6-pin and didn't quite get it. Holbrook just short on the object pin.
Only in the emergency.
Holbrook picks up an extra pin.
Yeah, it's been fun. We've been on 3 weekends in a row now. Everybody's starting to roll in.
Chouinard takes that 4 on the first ball. Central 1 needs marks. And needs Holbrook and everyone on Union Street Lanes to avoid it. It's good carry. At least he's getting the pins. As Union Street Lanes nurses a 68-pin advantage. Craig trying to wire the wood into the 10-pin, which had a plank in front. But that was always going to be difficult. Nonetheless, again he picks up a pin on that last visit. 2 total on the visit, I should say. And now, both Reno Jr. and Winchell filling marks.
Red Sox are on. Not everybody listens to the Red Sox. They want to listen to music. They don't need that.
Waiting for lane 13 to reset. Just more food for thought for these 2 bowlers on a mark.
It can get annoying. Some people get too many politics. They think Brady cheated when he was with us.
Reno got in the pocket, but it's 2, 4, and 6.
Oh.
The fill is 7.
That's what we have. That's how it is on my side.
And Winchell is going to get a 5 fill somehow out of that. Pins were moving.
As long as we don't get along, we don't go down to visit, right? They don't come up to visit. That's happening.
Reno told you how many he got.
That happens everywhere. Honestly, we're all a lot older than that.
Winchell was a cluster of 4 to aim at right side. The 10 didn't carry. He placed it about as good as he could. As good as he could. 8 for Reno. Winchell gets his 10.
Yeah, see, you know what? I was just drawing. I can't round them. They it's all seasonal now, right? But they open it up and all turn off families. They also so seeing really good for that's just good. The sky is not that age. The beach is good for little kids.
Mechanical issues with 13 again as we wind down the stretch. 33 boxes remaining. For Union Street.
I wouldn't want to do that. I can't do it. That's why we have a
As they maintain a 69-pin advantage, so the requirement growing for Central 1. They need about 11 marks.
That is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. I almost cut my old one.
Half Worcester for Reno. Of course, Gacharna on a mark, but they need a lot more in the late going. Reno thought he was getting 2, got a whole lot more than he bargained for.
Well, that's exactly
And ends up 9 down, 1 to go. Winchell can't convert his leave. 9 for Stephen.
They get and then some weekends it's going to have water building.
Winchell chisels out 1 more and he gets a 7, bringing up 51. John Winchell, the 2nd highest average on the road all season long. That got a payout as well. Only Jeff Surratt's 123.5 was better.
Oh, lovely. stay 7.
I think it's the first time we've yelled, "Don't get over" at the pins. Smith getting right back in the rhythm. Whitcomb, 3-1. Smith converts and gets his mark in the third. Whitcomb almost played it on the outside, but the ball didn't angle off. The pins could matter, but Central Park needs to get the marks first. Good out. Whitcomb is on pace to become the first bowler to break 300. Next closest is Gacharna. It's 269 through pins down as I speak. Smith gets a 7 fill and an unfortunate leave, 2-1. Whitcomb, wow. Everyone, including myself, had to do a double take on that one. He buried it in the pocket and gets 7-8. Smith darn near any further right, he would have sliced that 2-pin. Who knows that? Whitcomb was trying to bang it off the sidewall. It's not unheard of for that shot to go, but my goodness, wouldn't that have been something? Whitcomb grabs the 9th pin